Hey, what's going on, guys? I am Surajit and welcome to fourth part of the real-time chat application using Firebase and React.js. We made sign up and login page in previous tutorial, but didn't saw what happened to the page we built that time. Now let's navigate to the browser. Now we can see we have a home page saying hello from home. So let's create a button and edit the home component. Now switch back to the browser, click to the button saying let's start. We have a login page right now. At the moment, we don't have a good presentation for our app, but we will cover it later. We have a nice form here. Any registered users can sign in from here. As we didn't created any user, let's try with the random email and password and test the validation. You can see a message from the Firebase SDK that there is no user record corresponding to this identifier. The user may have been deleted. Now click to the sign up link and register for new user. Let's try with the test@gmail to test if we get any validation error message. You can see we have a well-defined validation error message saying the email address is badly formatted. Now try with the valid email address test@gmail.com but with only one character in password field. Let's see what we get. You can see we have another validation error message saying password should be at least 6 characters. Now give a valid password and try again. Now we can see we have successfully registered to this app and redirected to the chat interface. Now let's try to change the chat link to login to test if our app works or not as we expected. It is showing a hard-coded loading indicator and then redirected back to the chat route. Now try with the sign up route. It is also working. So our app is working great without any error. Now it's time to add two buttons for sign in using Google and Github account. Firebase allows us to authenticate users with a valid Google account. We have got to enable in the Firebase dashboard. So let's go back to the Firebase dashboard. And just like we did for email and password, we need to enable this Google account. On that same page, we also need to scroll down to add a domain to the list of domains that are authorized to access feature. This way, we avoid spam from any domain that is not whitelisted. For development purposes, our domain is localhost, so we will go with that for now. We can switch back to our editor now. We will add a new method to helpers auth.js to handle Google authentication. Here we are creating an instance of the Google Auth provider. Then we are calling sign in with pop-up with the provider as a parameter. When this method is called, a pop-up will appear and take the user through the Google sign-in flow before redirecting them back to the app. You have likely experienced it yourself at some point in time. Let us use it in our sign up page by importing the method like this one, import. After the sign in, give a comma, then sign in with Google. Then let's add a button to trigger the method just under the sign up button. Next, we will add the on-click handler. So the handler should be async Google sign in, and inside the method we are going to use try catch statement, and inside the try we are going to use await sign in with Google with the parenthesis and end with the semicolon, and after pressing the tab key inside the catch block we need to write this dot set state, and after that a curly brace, and inside the curly brace we need to add this property error, and the value should be error.message, because if there is any error the SDK will give us the error message, so we need to pass error.message. And we should remember to bind the handler to the component. That's all we need. When the button is clicked, it takes users through the Google sign-in flow, and if successful, the app redirects the user to the chat route. Now switch back to the browser and let us test our app. If you remember, last time we already registered with the test email. As we don't have any button to log out from the app, we can use this trick to log out from the application. Can you see there is an exclamation mark before the address bar? Click on it and click to cookies, and after that click to remove button, then click to done button. When it's done, refresh the page. We are redirected back to the login page. Now click on sign up link and try to click on sign up with Google button. It should open a new pop-up window and will show you your email account if you are already signed in. If not, you need to enter your email and password to sign in using Google Auth Provider. If it asks for permission, grant it, as it will not harm our account because it will be integrated only with our application. Now it's time to make another button, which is sign in using GitHub. We are going to do the same thing with GitHub. We can give more than one choice of account. Let's walk through the steps. First, we will enable GitHub sign in on Firebase dashboard like we did for email and Google. You will notice both the client ID and client secret fields are empty, but we do have our authorization callback URL at the bottom. Copy that because we will use it when we do our next thing, which is register the app on GitHub. So open up a new tab and go to your GitHub account. If you don't have any GitHub account yet, make one for yourself. Now click to your profile image, which is on the upper right corner. Then click to settings. Then click to developer settings. And after that, click on OAuth app. Then click to new auth app link. Give the name of your application inside the application name field. Homepage URL should be http://localhost:3000. Now paste the copied content which we already copied from the Firebase dashboard inside the authorization callback URL field. Then click to register application. Now you can see we have two credentials when we successfully create our new OAuth application. One is client ID and another is client secret. Copy them one by one and paste them into the Firebase dashboard. When you are done, we need to click on the Save button. Now let's switch back to the editor and add a new method inside the auth.js folder, which is located in helpers directory. It's similar to the Google sign-in interface, but this time we are creating GitHub auth provider. Then we will call sign up with pop-up with the provider. Inside the signup.js file, which is located in pages directory, we need to update our imports to include the sign in with GitHub method. So after the sign in with Google, add a comma, then sign in with GitHub, we need to add. Now we need to add a button for GitHub sign up. So after the sign up with Google, we need to add another button. So write this code. Then we add a click handler for the button which triggers the GitHub sign up flow. So we need to add a method async GitHub sign in, which is a method, and inside the method we need to add try catch block. Then inside the try block we need to add await sign in with GitHub, and we need to add this dot set state and a curly brace. Inside the curly brace we need to add error error dot message inside the catch block. And don't forget to bind the handler to the component. So inside the constructor we need to add this dot GitHub sign in equal to this dot GitHub sign in dot bind this. Now we will get the same sign in and authentication flow that we have with Google but with GitHub. Let us switch back to the browser again and do the same trick to log out from the app if already logged in. Now click to sign up with GitHub button and pop-up window will appear. Sign in using your GitHub account, and if everything goes well, we will be redirected to our chat route. Now we are done with the Google and GitHub authentication. In the next tutorial, we will work on our chat component. Please subscribe my channel for the latest video updates. Feel free to comment for your feedback. Stay safe and be healthy. See you next time.